of yesteryear. Now, it happens to be the 20th of Adar, and it marks the Hilula of a really great rabbi. His name was Rabbi David Magar Z'tl. He passed away 225 years ago from the time of recording at the start of the 19th century, in the year 1800, I believe to be precise, on the 17th of March, and actually that was the 20th of Adar. He would become a great Kabbalist, author of a Kabbalistic book, one of the great rabbis of the famous Yeshiva המקובלים, Bet El, now obviously based inside the old city of Jerusalem in the Jewish quarter respectively. Now he came from great rabbinic heritage. His father's name was Rabbi Eliezer Moshe, who we've spoken about on various occasions before, great rabbi, especially from Jerusalem. And Rabbi David, his name in of itself was spread, especially throughout the time, especially I think in the year Taf Kuf Yudchet, the Hebrew year in itself. That would have been, I believe, in the mid 1750s, if I'm not mistaken. Among the great rabbis of the Yeshivat המקובלים, Yeshivat Bet El. He would go on to become a shliach tzibur over there, a chazan, a cantor. I think this would have been at the time period of the famous Rabbi Yom Tov El Ghazi, who he himself happened to be a Rishon LeZion, and he was the Rosh Yeshiva of Yeshivat Bet El of his day, and author work of various different halacha books. It's actually interesting. I think many great rabbis would actually mention quote Rabbi David Magar in their various books of Siddurim, especially Rabbi Yaakov Sheltiel, who happened to be a very great rabbi. He himself, Rabbi Yaakov, was famous Kabbalist of his time, and one of the great rabbis of Tzfat would, I believe, mention him, I think, in the Siddur itself, and would print, let's just say, and publicize the greatness of Rabbi David Magar in his book called the Chastei David. I think it was Kitzur Chochmat HaEmet, if I'm not mistaken. Very interesting enough. That had, I think, 120 sifim to it, if I'm not mistaken. Also, Rabbi Menachem Manchin Helprin, I believe Ashkenazi rabbi, in his author book of the great book of the Etz Hayim, which actually came out, and Rabbi Yitzchak Ginsburg, another great rabbi, in his, he had the Sedrat Shiurim, if I'm not mistaken, which was a very, very great Torah colossal work in of itself. In the Chastei David, which was also, I believe, a great publication work in of itself. It's also written about the great rabbis in of itself. I think he was a writer and someone that really valued the teachings of the Arizal, Ari HaKadosh, Rabbi Luria Ashkenazi. They passed away, Rabbi David did, I believe, on the 20th of Adar, in the year 1800. And actually, that was Heitav Kuf Samach, if I'm not mistaken. That was over there. Now, he left great descendants. Also, I believe his daughter would get married to Rabbi Yechiel Yaakov Eliakim, who happened to be a very, very good rabbi of his time, and who we mentioned on various occasions before. I think his son, Rabbi Yisrael Chaim Yosef Eliakim. Yeah. So that's he happened to be the son of Rabbi Yisrael Chaim Yosef Eliakim. He was obviously the author of the Shem Yosef, which was a book, Torah colossal work on the Rambam. Now, among his generation included Rabbi Yisrael Chaim Yosef Eliakim, the great rabbi in himself. He wrote, as we said before, the book on the Rambam, Shem Yosef, and he himself would actually travel to Jerusalem at the end of his life. I believe he would actually settle there afterwards. Now, it's a Hilul of Rabbi David Magar over here on the 20th of Adar. Don't forget to light candles in his memory. Friends, we're a community here. We're learning about the great rabbis of yesteryear. And if you feel anyone is interested in watching any of these videos, share it to other people. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe to the channel. I'd really appreciate it. We're trying to explore the life of many of the great Talmidei Chachamim of yesteryear, which you might not hear from other places respectively. So please, wishing you all well and blessings here from Israel. Take care and be well.